Maya Millete vanished in Chula Vista, California. What happened? It was a quiet evening in Chula Vista, California when a family's reality was torn apart. A mother of 3 vanished. No note, no message, no trace. One moment she was planning her daughter's birthday party. The next, she was gone. Her name was Maya Millete, and her disappearance would shake a community, draw national attention, and uncover a disturbing tale of control, obsession, and secrets buried deep behind suburban walls. This is Chronicles. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, and share. Tonight we explore one of the most haunting true crime stories in America, the Maya Millete missing person case, a Chula Vista mother who vanished without a trace. Let's dive in. Maya Millete was 39 years old. A mother, a sister, a daughter, and a career professional. She worked as a civilian contract specialist at Naval Base San Diego. Intelligent, motivated, the type of woman who held her family together. She was also a passionate adventurer, loved hiking, traveling, and spending time outdoors with her kids. Maya was a light in her community, a woman known for her energy, her laughter, and her love for her family. On January 7, 2021, everything stopped. It was just after New Year's. Maya had been making plans for her daughter's 11th birthday, which she intended to make memorable. This was scheduled for January 10th, but suddenly she went radio silent. No texts, no calls. She missed work. She didn't show up for her daughter's celebration, which she had fully made preparation. For Maya, who lived by calendars, reminders, and routines, this was unthinkable. Her family panicked. They drove to the house, knocked, called, nothing. It would take 2 days for her husband, Larry Millete, to finally report her missing. But by then, something already felt wrong. Maya and Larry's marriage had been unraveling. To outsiders, they were the perfect couple. High school sweethearts, 3 beautiful kids, a nice home in a safe neighborhood. But behind closed doors, Maya had confided in friends and family that things were getting dark, not really as they were seen outside. She wanted out. She was considering divorce. She told her sister she was tired of feeling controlled by a man she fell in love with, that she felt like a prisoner in her own home. Larry, she said, was obsessive. And then boom, she disappeared. From the very beginning, the circumstances felt off. Maya was active on social media. She texted regularly. She had plans, responsibilities, dreams. She didn't just walk away. And yet there was no sign of forced entry, no signs of struggle. Her car was still in the driveway. Her phone last pinged on January 7th. Her bank accounts remained untouched. Her passport was still in the home. Gone, like a ghost. What happened? Volunteers, neighbors, and police began searching. Hiking trails, fields, canyons, hundreds of man-hours, helicopters, drones, trained search dogs. Nothing was found. Then came these revelations. Maya had confided in friends via messages. She believed Larry had been tracking her. Her texts, her phone, even her movements. She suspected he had installed spyware. She said she feared he might hurt her. She felt trapped, surveilled. And chillingly, she messaged a friend weeks before she vanished. If anything happens to me, it would be Larry, her once loving husband. At first, Larry presented himself as the concerned husband. He told reporters he believed Maya had just gone off to get some space. But his actions said otherwise. He lawyered up early. He stopped cooperating with police. And more damningly, he refused to allow investigators to interview the children. Then came the spellcasters. Yes, you heard that right. Larry Millete, in the weeks leading up to Maya's disappearance, was emailing so-called spellcasters. Desperate, he asked them to use witchcraft to make Maya fall back in love with him. Make her stay, he wrote in one message. Don't let her leave. These disturbing emails became a key piece of digital evidence in the Larry Millete arrest and upcoming trial. And when that didn't work, his request turned darker. He began asking them to physically harm the man he believed Maya was seeing, wishing injury, even death, all in writing. The investigation snowballed. Detectives followed digital breadcrumbs, emails, texts, Google searches. They built a timeline, a pattern. They tracked movements, examined cell tower pings, collected surveillance footage from nearby homes. But there was no body, no crime scene. And yet the pieces began to fit together in a way that painted a terrifying picture. By October 2021, 9 months after Maya's disappearance, Larry Millete was arrested and charged with her murder, without a body. It was a rare move by prosecutors, but they believed the evidence was overwhelming. And they knew they couldn't wait any longer. Neighbors had heard loud arguments between the couple in the days before Maya vanished. Surveillance footage showed Maya arriving home the night of January 7th. She was never seen leaving. Larry's phone went dark for hours that night. His car was mysteriously repositioned. There were inconsistencies in his story. Digital evidence showed disturbing internet searches. And then there were the spellcaster emails documented cries into the void for control over someone slipping away. Psychologically, what does this tell us? Maya Millete fits a profile. A controlling spouse. Insecure. Obsessive. Psychologists often point to coercive control, a pattern of domination through isolation, surveillance, and threats. Maya had reportedly been dealing with these behaviors for years. And when she decided to leave, that control shattered. For individuals with narcissistic traits or obsessive tendencies, the loss of control is intolerable. It can lead to desperate, even violent acts. The fact that Larry allegedly tried to manifest Maya's return through spells shows a level of delusion. When that fantasy broke, the fear of losing her entirely may have pushed him over the edge. The tragedy is that Maya saw it coming. She feared for her life. She said so. She cried for help, but help came too late. Larry has pleaded not guilty. His defense team argues there is no physical evidence tying him to a crime. No body, no weapon, just suspicion, but prosecutors remain firm. They say the circumstantial evidence combined with Larry's behavior makes the case clear. Still, Maya's body has never been found, and that leaves a painful hole for her children, her parents, her siblings. Her sister, Maricris, has become the face of the search. Week after week, she organizes search parties, pleads with the public, appears in interviews. Her voice, raw with emotion, echoes a question that haunts many. Where is Maya? The courtroom scenes are intense. Prosecutors argue the digital trail, psychological evidence, and motive all point to premeditation. The defense insists that without a body, there's no proof of death. Maya's co-workers, friends, and family members have testified. Character witnesses speak of her devotion to her children and her growing frustration in her marriage. The court listens. And outside the courthouse, the public watches. On social media, hashtags like #FindMaya, #JusticeForMaya, and #Maya Millete trend regularly. Online sleuths follow the timeline. True crime podcasts dissect the evidence. National networks replay the most emotional courtroom clips. This is more than a missing person case. It's a mirror to society's blind spots. Domestic abuse in affluent neighborhoods, obsessive control behind smiling selfies, and how often women are not believed until it's too late. The city of Chula Vista remains on edge. Community members continue to gather at vigils. People light candles, hold signs, pray. They refuse to let Maya's story fade away. The Millete children, now living with extended family, have been thrust into a world of uncertainty. One parent accused, another missing. The psychological toll on them is immeasurable. We can see that most times children are often the victims of this very type of circumstances. They are left alone in the cold hands of the world. Experts say these types of cases where no body is found are some of the hardest to prosecute, but not impossible. Jurors are asked to weigh behavior, intention, circumstance, and most importantly, the voice of the victim through her texts, her fears, and the steps she tried to take to escape. The Maya Millete case is ongoing. As new court dates emerge, the world waits. Will more evidence come to light? Will Maya ever be found? Will Larry Millete be convicted? We may not have all the answers, but one thing is certain. Maya Millete did not simply disappear. She was a victim of something deeper, something darker. What do you think? You've been watching CrimeBot Chronicles. If this story moved you, please like, share, and comment your thoughts below. And if you haven't already, subscribe to stay updated on stories just like this. We cover the cases that need a voice. We shine a light into the dark corners. And we don't stop until the whole story is told. Until next time, stay safe.